Hey, what's up, nerds? It's Paul at Radio Free Hammer Hall. Today, I'm going to do a little, somewhat belated report from how things went at Atlantic City Open for me. And spoilers, really well, like shockingly well, and just had an awesome weekend, awesome event. Shout out to Martin Orlando for running the whole thing, and Andrew Simmons for running the RTT and assisting on the GT as well. Um, Really well run event, awesome, and this is just it's turned into one that I just want to go to every year. The the whole place is set up really well. They space out the table, so it's like two tables next to each other, then gap, two tables, gap. So you can get around the tables really well. You don't feel cramped. It's in a huge ballroom. The resort it's in is really nice, even though it's Atlantic City, which in general is kind of a dump. But at least the once you're inside the building, it's nice. Um, so going in, I basically had like a couple of goals. Um, I was going to play the RTT and the GT, so 8 games of Age of Sigmar. We're closing out the edition. I just took a list that was more or less just kind of like fun, and my goal was just I want to, you know, win at least half my games, and I want to for the GT to get into the Player's Choice Showcase. You know, like make the cut for that. I just wanted to, um, I've been working hard on painting and learning a lot of stuff, um, putting a lot of effort in to get better, and it that's kind of my goal now is just to get to the Player's Choice Showcase for every event that I go to that has one. Kind of at least be like a finalist or something for best painted. I don't know. That's kind of where my head's at for goals right now, and in general, just win at least half my games. I'm not super excited about needing to like win anything, but the better I do, the better. But main goal is to have fun, and that's definitely how things went. All right, I'm back. I got interrupted by my son needing something. Um, so where was I? The my delay in getting video out is because I got the old con crud and I couldn't really talk for a few days, and finally feeling better, which is good. Um, so let's just kind of dive into the event. RTT day one, first round, I played against my buddy Dan Caravan, who's been on the channel before. He was playing Caradron Overlords, and but with Gotrek in it, which was really funny. Um, I did take a loss on that one, which is, I don't mind losing to Dan. He's a really good player, really good dude. So that was all good. Had a really good time. Next round, I was up against Oopsal Stormcast Dragons, and threw down pretty well on that one. I ended up playing the same guy again, first round of the GT. And once again, it did not go well for him there either. And then final round, I'm trying to remember what I even played against. Third round of the GT or of the RTT. Yeah, I'm totally blanking on it right now, and I don't know why. But in general, it was 3 good games. Had a lot of fun. Ended up 2-1, and so I felt like I was off to a really good start there. And forgot to mention what I was running for a list. Running Maggotkin, as one would expect from me, and so it was a great unclean one with a sword and a flail and flaming weapon, which is like my favorite loadout for him. Gave him a wither stave for a little extra punch on the disease. I was kind of leaning into disease a little bit in this list. Then I had Glotkin with Blades of Putrefaction, and then Lord of Afflictions with Grandfather's Blessing. That's the command trait that lets you move the wheel once per game. And then was running 2 units of Rotmire Creed and a unit of 10 Blight Kings. We got this very last minute FAQ on them, giving them 2-inch range, and I was like, I feel obligated to run this now. So I did. Worked out really well. They are absolute tanks in a 10, and now that they can have that 2-inch reach, they do buckets and buckets of dice and wounds, and it's great. It was fun. So, then moving on to the GT, round one was up against the Dragons again. Put up another win for that. Second round, up against Iron Jaws with our good man Scooter Walters. Awesome dude, awesome player. Absolutely pushed my poo in, and I don't know what else to say other than that. I mean, putting up a loss against somebody that is that good of a player, I really don't mind, especially when it's also somebody that's a really good dude and a lot of fun to play with. So that was cool. I think it was more or less just a bad matchup for me as well. Just Iron Jaws in general wasn't a great matchup. They have a lot of output that really, it's a DPS check army, and they check the DPS. So I can't do much when, if you're charging me going first and you can just, lift a Glotkin or a Great Unclean One in one round of combat. Can't do much about that. So then round three, I'm trying to remember what my round three was. It was against Flesh Eater Courts with the that battalion from the other Death faction, Soulblight Gravelords. It was Nick Carpenito, another really good dude that I've played against before. Put up another win on that one. That was a bit tighter of a game, but it was really cool. Had a lot of fun. Moving on to day two, I had made the cut already for the Player's Choice Showcase, and I had already put up 4 wins over the first, the RTT and then the first day of the GT. So I'm like, I can lose both of my games day 2, and I'm totally happy with this. And I made the Player's Choice cut, so like all my goals totally achieved already. So I go into day 2 and I put up another win, and I'm trying to remember what I was playing against though. It was Slaves to Darkness, and it was a very like traditional wall of steel sort of Slaves to Darkness. 2 units of the warriors, a big unit of 10 chosen, a unit of 10 knights, a couple of wizards, and a Lord on Karkadrak. So it was a tight game. I eventually squeaked out the win on that. Very tight though. It was a really close game. And then my last game as well. Now I'm going in. I'm at 5 wins. I'm in 3-1 in the GT. So I was really excited about it. Between rounds there, it was putting your stuff out for the Player's Choice vote. And I was just psyched at the reaction people had when I dropped down my display board. And people were like, whoa, that's really cool. And it just feels nice to be recognized for working hard on stuff. And I like having stuff that looks cool. It feels good to be recognized for that. So, last round was up against another strong army, and I'm trying to remember what it was. Or was that last game? Oh, you know what? I played Slaves to Darkness twice in a row. That list that I was just talking about, that was round 5. Round 4 was against the new Slaves to Darkness stuff. So all like Abraxia and all Varangard. That was a tight game. It was, just barely squeaked it out by, summoning stuff to get a battle tactic last turn and all of those sorts of things. And then Last round, I literally lost that game by a charge roll at the bottom of turn 5. If I had made the charge, I would have gotten my grand strategy, and it would have just put me over. I lost by 2 points, and that grand strategy would have swung me up to +1. So, I mean, I couldn't ask for a better game on that, like just being really tight and close. Had a lot of fun. Ended the event overall 5 wins and 3 losses, which I was super psyched about, especially when it was almost 6-2. And, ended up taking home a trophy for second best painted, which I thought was, I was blown away by that. Being in, the top, however many, I think it was 6 that made the cut for the player's choice, but then, second best painted was, and I was out by like what our Australian friends would call a bee's dick for, first place, which I'm like, I'm a little blown away by that. I look at my models, I'm like, oh, those look pretty good, and then I look at other stuff and I'm like, oh, those are all definitely better than me. I don't understand, but I think I'm just very self-critical, and I see all of the mistakes in my own stuff. So overall, like, just super successful event, had a ton of fun. The funny thing too, this is just a fun story that was just absolutely hilarious. So I get there on Thursday night, right? And I meet up with Andrew Simmons, good buddy. He's like, where I've got a reservation to the Gordon Ramsay restaurant here, and my friend I was going to go with bailed. Do you want to go, take the reservation and come out to dinner with me? Hell yeah, I love good food. And would love to just do a Gordon Ramsay restaurant, see what that's actually all about, see if it's worth the hype, which, by the way, I think it is. I think it might be a little overpriced, but it was also at a resort, so screw it. Like, worth it. The thing is that it was Andrew's wedding anniversary. And he told them that when he made the reservation. He neglected to mention that his wife wasn't there. So they assumed that I was the spouse. So we were congratulated on our big gay wedding anniversary, and we got free dessert out of it. I'm surprised we didn't get like called out for all of our like insane laughter when we realized what was going on. But the other really funny thing was, like, the first time I actually like met Andrew was at ACO several years ago. So it actually sort of was an anniversary. But now it's just going to be a running gag forever that it's our big gay anniversary. So yeah, just absolutely hilarious. Might have to just have an anniversary dinner every time now. It's extra funny because, like, we're both married to women. So I've got kids. I believe he's planning on that at some point. Very, both very straight guys. But I guess we can both pass for gay if we want to. Anywho, that's it. It was an awesome time, awesome event. I'm really just psyched about my own results, and last GT of 3rd edition, psyched for 4th edition. I haven't really talked about 4th edition much yet. I didn't want to be crawling through all of the spoilers and stuff, like little bits at a time as we went. I just wanted to get it when it was ready and done. I'm thinking I'm going to do a bunch of review videos when we get the PDFs. But I really don't want to try and review stuff until we have all of the information on it. And I didn't get any like preview games or anything like that because I'm apparently not cool enough. So That's going to be it for now. And I will talk to you all later.